Hello, hello, hello. It's Knits for Sanity and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping in. And of course, if you are a regular visitor, I love having you. I really, truly love having you. Today, I am doing a WIP Chat. WIP stands for work in progress. So grab whatever project or craft or chore or go take a walk and let me chat with you for a little while. So this is week 2 of the easy breezy summer kickoff diamond painting event that I'm hosting. It is meant to be a super simple, fun event to do that works along well with other events, larger events that are also taking place this month. It's meant to just be for fun. But with that fun, I am doing weekly giveaways and there is a grand prize at the end of the month. So if you want more information on that, go back and watch my video for that. But this was my week 2 WIP Chat painting selected by my Facebook community, which if you haven't already, please go join the Facebook YouTube channel page. Does that make more sense? It is open for any of you who watch my videos. It's an extra way to be part of the community, which is kind of why I started the YouTube channel in the first place. But over there during the month, I am selecting 4 paintings from random from a box that I have sitting next to me full of these 30 by 30 partial special drill kits. And every week I'm listing those 4 and I'm letting all of you vote for which one you'd like me to do for the week. And this was this week's selection. It's this adorable little owl. Actually, she looks like an owlette. I don't think she's full grown because she's kind of fluffy looking yet. But this is the one that was selected for me this week. And actually, let me put a sticker on here because I have a crazy day. There is quite a bit of background noise in this video and I apologize for that. I was hoping to do this video last night and I ended up having to go to bed. I just was not feeling well and I'm having a really crazy week. This is, I think, my busiest week of the month. I am working a lot this week and some of you know my work, my jobs, I visit people and everyone that I have to see lives an hour away from my house, and so I got 2 annual meetings, 1 mid-year meeting. So I'm in my car. My oldest daughter also started driver's ed this week. So every single day I have to take her and a friend of hers whose parents both work full time to driver's ed, to and from driver's ed every day. And of course, then there are additional drive times, which are not like conveniently right before or after class. Oh, no. So I also have to take them to and from their different driving times. So it's a really busy week. And so I was going to do this WIP Chat last night, but I wasn't feeling well and I had to go to bed. I had to go to bed and I was out. I slept all night long. Yeah, I think I was up maybe half an hour, around 3:30 to 4 or so, and that was about it. Then I was asleep again. And then I was going to try and get the WIP Chat done after I dropped my daughter off for driver's ed. I quick buzzed home and I was going to get my WIP Chat done, but my husband had a meeting. My husband works from home, so I couldn't do it then. And actually my husband has a meeting coming up pretty soon, so this could be a relatively short WIP Chat. Even if he didn't have the meeting coming up, I have to leave the house pretty soon so that I can go to my job for one of the annual reviews that I have to do today is today. So just crazy busy. And actually that kind of brings me around to something that I've been thinking about lately. I've been dealing with a lot of guilt, feeling like I'm not good enough of a friend, I'm not good enough of a family member, because I'm just not present. I'm just so stinking busy all of the time. I'm always here and there, and like my son said on his Mother's Day thing for me, what does your mom do while you're at school? His answer was, she goes all over the place. And then after I picked him up and he showed me, he said, and even when I am home, you still go all over the place. That's true. That he's not inaccurate. But then I always feel terrible because there are people that I want to catch up with. I keep meaning to catch up with. There's people that I keep meaning to reply to via like email or messages and stuff. But I don't have the time. I literally go until I completely burn out and I can't go anymore. And then I end up having to sleep for 14 hours. And balance is not really present in my life right now, but it makes me feel super guilty that I can't offer the follow through and the level of relationship commitment that I really feel like I should be able to with my friends and family. I don't know. Do you guys struggle with that? I mean, I know, and I'm hoping, this is just a phase of my life right now. My kids are all at ages that it's just busy. They're involved in activities, and you compound that with where we live. I've told you before, just even a round trip to and from the school to pick them up after school from after school activities, provided everybody happens to be there and waiting for me to pick them up, and I don't have to wait for anyone to get done from doing anything. It is still a good 35 minute round trip. It's, still more than 20 miles that I put on my car. It's, it's still a gallon of gas. And while part of me can appreciate, this is just the season that I'm in, a lot of the people that I know don't appreciate that. They don't understand just how hectic and chaotic my life is, and they don't seem to get that it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's not that I'm not trying, it's that I don't have the time, and I am frequently replying to messages at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because then I find, well, I'm not sleeping because I'm stressed out because I have to message this person back. And so I do that, but I don't think that's exactly healthy either. Anyway, I'm done with that whole big, huge rant. It's just because today is a particularly chaotic day. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday especially are just crazy nuts. It is Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday today. I believe it's Tuesday. I think you guys will also get to see this on Tuesday. You should be able to see this on Tuesday. Saturday's my birthday. Woohoo! I have no plans. Well, no, that is not true. I do have plans. They are not birthday plans. So my daughter, who for the last couple of years, she has gone to a wrestling camp in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Just on the other side of the Mackinac Bridge, actually, is a little village called St. Ignace. I'm pretty sure it's a village. I don't think it's a town. It's small. Everything in the UP is small. Just beautiful, beautiful area, though. Sits right there, right on the edge of the Upper Peninsula. Absolutely gorgeous. The UP is just so pretty. If you enjoy nature, a vacation to Michigan's Upper Peninsula is well worth your time. Well, this year she is not going because she's kind of in between schools, which means she's in between wrestling teams, which I think has been a little hard for her, to feel like a little bit of disconnect this year. But the kids from her former wrestling team, high school wrestling team, they are going, and I did receive notice that they are in desperate need of drivers. Hopefully they found enough people to drive everyone up tomorrow, because I made it clear I can't do that. I'm busy tomorrow. But they needed even more help bringing kids home. And I mean, I love these kids. I have known some of these kids for years and years and years. You know, I have watched a lot of these kids grow up. I have been a teacher to a lot of these kids, a couple of these kids on the team. At least one of them, I have been his full-time teacher at 3 different points in his academic career, you know, so I do love these kids. And Veda, of course, loves these kids. So when I found out they needed assistance bringing everyone home, I said, I will do that. So Veda's happy. She's excited. We're going to leave super duper early Saturday morning on my birthday. I am not a morning person, but it is, I'm trying to remember, 3 or 3.5 hours to get there. And then I know my daughter's going to want to get there early enough to actually watch some wrestling and, you know, just see the kids and stuff for a while. So I'm hoping to get us there by about 9:30 if we leave at 6. I think we should be there by 9:30. And then they usually finish up by noon. So, and then I take them, there's a McDonald's up there, so we quick get a bite to eat from McDonald's, and then we'll head home. So I should be home by 4:30 because I got to bring the kids back down to the school, which is, of course, you know, beyond where we live. Drop them off at the school, and then I'll finally be home. But then I'll need a nap. So that's my birthday. And then, of course, Father's Day is Sunday. We got no plans for that either. I've asked my husband, you know, what do you want to do? He hasn't come up with anything. Father's Day, though, the weather's supposed to turn here. This week, it's nice and cool. It's in the 60s. Like, it looked like my birthday was the last kind of cool day. And then Father's Day, suddenly it's, I think, a high of 87 Fahrenheit. And by Monday, it's like in the 90s. And next week, it's supposed to be hot and humid. There's rain on and off. So that's going to really bump up that humidity. Next week, it's going to feel miserable. So I got to remind my kids, enjoy the weather this week. They all need to be outside. You know, even when I'm recording and I think they might want to be eavesdropping, they still aren't paying attention. Because none of them heard me give that super over-the-top hint. Anyway, what are you guys doing this weekend? What are your Father's Day plans? And, you know, I definitely recognize that for some of you, Father's Day is a very painful day. So I definitely acknowledge that, and I want to honor you too for that, knowing that Father's Day can be very, very painful. So, but if you do have plans, let me know, or if you just want to, you know, share something commemorative, let me know. I would love to hear it. So that's kind of the quick and dirty for what's going on around here. Is just a ton of hustle and bustle. Just go, 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 go. And this video even feels just like hustle, hustle, hustle. But I know that my daughter, the middle one, would like you all to know that yesterday, Mason Paris was named Athlete of the Week. And you're all saying, who the heck is Mason Paris? Well, Mason Paris, I've talked about him before because he's a wrestler. He will be representing the United States in the heavyweight freestyle category of wrestling at the Olympics. And he last week placed at a rankings competition in Budapest and came out number 1. He won gold at that event. And it was a big deal. He was against Olympians, 10-time world champions, and he placed first. That's huge. That is a pretty big, hairy deal. So Veda wanted you guys to be aware of that. And then this is your reminder that wrestling is a summer sport at the Olympics. And which seems a little funny because actually for college and high school, it's a winter sport, but it is in summer Olympics. So it is a little confusing in some ways, feels a little backward. But wrestling does indeed happen at the Olympics. There are 3 categories. There's men's freestyle, women's freestyle, and Greco-Roman. The heavyweight for Greco-Roman is also a University of Michigan alumni and wrestled for the University of Michigan, my daughter's absolute most favorite college team. And both he and Mason are part of the Cliff Keen Wrestling Club, which is like affiliated with the university. And actually the Cliff Keen Wrestling Club has a few wrestlers that will be represented at the Olympics. There is also Miles Amin. He is a U of M alumni, and he is representing San Marino at the Olympics. And then there's also Austin Gomez, who just finished wrestling at the university this past year. And he took second at the NCAA championships. He is representing Mexico. So, a lot of phenomenal wrestlers from the Cliff Keen Wrestling Club. There, I feel like that's what Veda would want me to tell you. And she's not wrong. But, oh, and so Mason Paris, he's cute. He cracks me up. He is quite tickled. This is, of course, I mean, every athlete, every young athlete's dream, I think, is to be able to be in the Olympics. And of course, Mason Paris is no exception to this. And he gets quite a kick out of the fact that his last name is Paris, although it's 2 R's. And he will be wrestling in Paris for the Olympics. And he likes to point out that it is 2024 and he turns 24 this year. So it just felt like a perfect alignment for him. I don't know. I thought it was really cute hearing him talk about it. But Paris is not my favorite city. Now, I have only been there one time, but my one experience in Paris was not, it was an experience. I will say that much. So it was way, way, way long ago, a long time ago. And it was a long time ago. I actually studied abroad, and at the end of my study abroad trip, I did a spring semester in Germany. I traveled for a couple more weeks in Europe, and the first stop was Paris. And this was already, I originally had plans to travel with 2 other people for 2 legs of my like post-study travel across Europe trip. And ironically, both of those plans originally fell through. So then, while I was studying in Germany, I made arrangements to travel with 2 other people. So I spent, like a week and a half with one friend, and then I met up with another friend for another week and a half or whatever it was. And so the first friend, we left directly from school to head out to Paris. And it was my birthday, actually. This was my 19th birthday. Like I said, this was a very long time ago. We arrive to Paris, and we get off the train, and I'm walking with my luggage, and I get pushed from the train platform. And so I fall off from the train platform and mildly sprain my ankle. Okay. Well, of course, I'm walking everywhere because we're poor. And so, like, taking public transportation, taxis are not happening. So it's walking, and then the metro, of course, is how we're getting around everywhere that we go in Europe for the cities that, have metro. And of course, Paris does. So yes, so now I have a slightly sprained ankle, and we are walking around trying to find a hotel. My friend who I was traveling with, she had been in Paris once or twice before already, and she even had like a conversation or close to conversation ability in French, versus I didn't know French at all. I mean, I was a German major. I didn't know French. So she had assured me, oh, it will be no problem finding a hotel. We'll be able to find one as soon as we get there. And I'm thinking, okay, kind of, like I'm stressing out about this, but I'm taking her word for it, right? Like, I have never been to Paris. She has been. She was a few years older than I was, and she knew French and I didn't know French, and she knew the city and I didn't know the city. So I'm like, okay, whatever she said. Well, of course, our train was running really, really late, which I quickly realized is just the norm in France. I mean, maybe it's better now, but I remain skeptical. My guess is it's still probably not exactly known for its punctuality. So of course our train was running really, really late. And so we arrived in the city quite late at night. I don't remember the time. And then I get shoved from the platform and I'm injured. So now we're moving even slower and we're just walking around aimlessly. And my friend keeps insisting, oh, I know this place. I know. And then she can't find this place. And oh my word. Finally, there was a hotel that we came across. And I said, let's just see if this place has a room. It looks like it's probably pretty affordable, which means it looked kind of dumpy. So she agrees. So we go in there. They did have a room available. Great. We'll take it. So, of course, it's like 3 or 4 flights of stairs up on my bad ankle and with all of my luggage, because this is at the end of the trip. So I'm now traveling with everything that I took with me overseas. So climbing all those stairs with the luggage was not fun with the bad ankle. We get up there. It is smaller than a double bed, and there's one pillow. And like the room's the size of a closet. And a lot of European hotels, you have communal bathrooms. That's just pretty normal, except for like your really expensive places. So it was just this teeny tiny little room that really was like the size of a closet, a walk-in closet, a medium sized walk-in closet. It was really little. So it's not like another sleeping option was available. We had to share this teeny tiny bed with its single pillow. So needless, I didn't sleep well that first night. Yeah, happy 19th birthday, right? The next day we decide that, all right, we are going to have to find a different hotel. So we check out of the one, and what's funny is I do know we did find another hotel for, I think we were there 2 more nights. I don't remember the second hotel at all. I don't remember it at all. Or did we just stay in that one hotel all 3 nights? I feel like we must have found a different hotel. Huh. That's funny. I don't remember. Isn't that weird how time will do that? I think if I really thought long and hard about it, I think it would come back to me. But anyway, day 2 here. And like we did some awesome things. We did go to Notre Dame, which I liked being able to see the cathedral just for the art history point of view. However, it was very commercialized, and I found that kind of troubling. But it is cool that I was able to be there. I saw it in person before it was on fire just a few years ago. Although I know they've made a lot of repairs, and just recently, actually, a lot has been done to restore it. Just read an article about it. But, so seeing Notre Dame, we went to the National Library, which France has actually a very cool national library. It was, I believe, quite relatively new when I was there, because it sits outside of the city a ways. It was like the last or second to last stop on the metro. But I just remember being really, really wowed by the place. Of course, because we were just simple tourists and it's not like we had any, prior agreement or anything. We couldn't see a whole lot there, but it was really, really neat. It's the only national library that I've ever been to. In DC, I did go to like our Shakespeare library. So, I mean, that place is really awesome too, but the actual full national library, only one I've been to was in Paris. So, I mean, we did do some cool stuff, but then that was Saturday. So my birthday was a Friday when we arrived and I got shoved from the platform. Saturday night, I call home. It had been several days since I'd been able to call home, probably not since Tuesday or Wednesday. And this is way back when, where I would have to buy a phone card, an international calling card. I would have to go to a public phone booth in order to call home on this international phone card, where depending on the card and the country you were in, you could be paying several dollars per minute to be calling home. But I did want to call home. I felt bad that I wasn't able to call home on my birthday. I'm sure my family kind of had been anticipating that, but it wasn't possible just with, we finished up class. I had my last class that morning, and then we had to catch the train, and then the train came in so late, and then we couldn't find a hotel. I mean, there just wasn't time. So I called them finally Saturday night, keeping in mind, it's a 6-hour time difference. So for them, it was Saturday afternoon, early to mid-afternoon. And I'm talking to my mom, and she says, well, why don't you talk with your sister? I'm like, oh, okay, my youngest sister. So I'm talking to my youngest sister, and she's not really saying a whole lot. And then I hear my mom say to her, well, tell Valerie your news. And I'm thinking, what news? I could tell that it wasn't like news, like happy, good news. It's like, what news? And my sister is still like, what are you talking about, Mom? And she just doesn't sound quite right. Well, I finally learned that my sister, who was 13 at the time, had been hit by a car while riding her bike and was taken by ambulance to the hospital. And so my parents received one of those absolutely dreaded phone calls from the police saying, your daughter was hit by a car. She's in the hospital. She's okay, but, you're going to have to go to the hospital. So they get to the hospital and she's, hooked up to a straight board and, oh yeah, all kind of. Well, her short-term memory was gone. And I guess she kept asking for me and asking about me. Where's Valerie? Where's Valerie? And so my parents would just go through explaining to her again that, well, remember, Valerie is in Europe. She is studying. She's spending the summer in Europe, They just get through explaining to her where I was, why I was gone. And she would be like, oh, okay. And 3 minutes later, where's Valerie? Where's Valerie at? And so then they would, try and tell her again. So I think my mom was hoping that by having her actually talk to me on the phone, that would maybe help her memory kind of jog a little bit and be like, oh yeah, that's right, Valerie's gone for a few months. I don't actually know if it did or not, but I do know by the time I got home, she was doing much better. And I was home a few weeks after this. So by then she was doing quite a bit better. So she did recover quite well. But that, wow, talk about feeling like talk about the guilt I was talking about earlier, feeling like you're just not present enough for friends and family. I felt horrible. Here I am on the other side of the ocean. My youngest sister's been in the hospital because she was hit by a car. She's stressed out because she can't keep it in her memory where I'm located. So yeah, that was Saturday night. Sunday, kind of brewing in the background of this whole thing, is starting Friday on the train to Paris. I began having some pain in my eye. It was my left eye? Was it my left eye? I feel like it was my left eye. I started having some pain in my left eye. I didn't think too much of it, just figured, well, that's kind of weird, and it was there all day Saturday. Sunday, I woke up and my left eye was swollen shut. Like completely swollen shut. I could not open it and it was crusty. And I went, okay, now we have a definite problem. So my friend too, she's like, oh, yeah. Oh, you do not look, oh, that's not good. So then talking around, probably asking at our hotel front desk, thinking about it now, I'm starting to think that we just stayed in that original hotel. So we just had that tiny bed with the single pillow the whole time we were in Paris. I'm starting to think that's what happened. As I'm, retelling this story. And I believe we did ask at the front desk then, so what can we do about this? Like, clearly she needs some medicine. And that's when we learned that in Paris on Sundays, I don't know if this is still the case, because obviously this was a long time ago, but in Paris, there's only one open pharmacy in every district. And Paris has like these like circle districts, and there's 10 or 12 of them. I don't remember. Anyway, there's just one open pharmacy. So that means the whole stinking city only had 10 or 12 open pharmacies total. That was it. So and of course, this is long before we had like MapQuest did exist, but not like we had access to it. Like, we needed a map, and then we needed to be shown where the pharmacies were located, the ones that were open on Sunday. And naturally, the pharmacy that was closest to us was not close to us at all. So we're trying to navigate our way via map through Paris to get to the one open pharmacy in our district. I can't see out of one eye. I am limping on my other ankle. Yeah, I feel like it was my left eye that was infected, my right foot that was damaged, my right ankle that was twisted. So I'm hobbling through Paris on a Sunday. It was not a fun experience. It was not a fun experience. We finally do find the one open pharmacy, and the whole way that we're going over there, my friend is like, man, I don't really know these words in French. Like, I'm not sure how to talk to them about this. And I'm kind of thinking internally, I didn't say this out loud because I don't think I said a whole lot, because at this point I am so over Paris. But I'm thinking it should be pretty obvious what's wrong with me. But we did finally find the one open pharmacy. We walk in and we go up to the desk, and my friend just says she has a sick eye in French. That's the only thing she could think to say, was my friend has a sick eye. Well, the pharmacist looked at me and she's like, oh, yeah. And she didn't know any English. But she didn't need to know English. I didn't need to know French. The problem was very obvious. But she came back and she had 2 different medications that I had to buy. Like one was an antibiotic cream, that I had to put on twice a day. And then the other was, I don't remember. I feel like though it was some kind of a steroid that I had to use. It was a cream. They were both creams. And of course it's all written in French, so can never be entirely sure what it was that I was taking, but I knew for sure one was an antibiotic because the name was an antibiotic name and I needed an antibiotic. And then the other, like I said, I'm pretty sure it ended up being a steroid. Anyway, I bought those and started using them and they worked. I mean, they worked. After Paris, we went to Nice, which that was, oh gosh. I'm not a fan of France. It comes down to, I learned I'm not a fan of France because Nice had its own battles, significant ones. But anyway, when we were in Nice, I would say, because we went to Nice then on Monday, I would say by Thursday-ish, I was looking okay. And like by Friday, if you knew I had a really bad eye infection, you would definitely still recognize it. Otherwise, I just kind of looked like I had kind of a red, somewhat squinty eye. I think by Friday, something like that. Anyway, so I get the medication for my eye, and I mean, at this point, the day, it was kind of a wet day. My ankle hurts. My eye is killing me. I'm just kind of over it all. Like, we were too poor to actually go into the Louvre, so we could just see the Louvre from outside. I mean, we'd done the Eiffel Tower the day before. I was tired. I hadn't slept now in several nights. So we're walking down the street and we see this restaurant and we see a sign and it's advertising American fried chicken. And at this point, that just sounded so good. I was worried about my sister. I'm physically not feeling good. The weather isn't great. The whole time in Paris has been difficult. We stayed in that same hotel room, between having a poor sleeping situation, and then frustrations with we can't even see anything in the Louvre because I'm too poor. It was, just seeing American fried chicken. It was, I want that. That sounds really good. Can we just eat here? And my friend said, yeah, sounds good to me. Let's just stop here and eat. And it was kind of a little bit of a pricier restaurant, for two college students anyway. It was a pricier type restaurant, but we didn't care. I think we both were feeling very just over it. It was definitely the low point of my trip. Possibly the lowest point of my trip. So we go in and it's this nice sit down restaurant. And I say, yes, I want the American fried chicken. Okay. And, guys, the chicken was not fried. It was not fried chicken. You know what it was? Baked. It was baked chicken. I did not want baked chicken. They promised me American fried chicken. And it was baked. It was baked chicken. So, I did not get my American fried chicken. Like I said, so yeah, that's pretty much how Paris ended. We left the next day for Nice, and that's a completely different story. So anyway, that was my Paris experience. Hopefully everyone who is fortunate enough to be able to go to the Paris Olympics has a much better experience with Paris than what I did. Someday, you know, I would like to return if that's ever possible. But I'd want to be able to go back when I have money and can do some of the stuff that I wish I could have done when I was there the first time. Not get shoved from the train platform, not suffer a raging eye infection, not call home and find out that a very, very close relative of mine had a near-death experience. You know, just a better trip. So, but that kind of brings me around to this week's question for the weekly giveaway. So during this month for my event, I am doing a weekly giveaway where you can get a painting similar to this. It's 30 by 30 special drill partial diamond painting. And this week, I want you to answer, put in the comments, which sport, if you were given tickets to Paris to watch any Olympic sport, what would you watch? And don't make it gymnastics. Oh, because I know most of you are going to answer gymnastics. I don't want gymnastics. Pick something different. Any sport. If you need help, you can look it up. They let you know every single summer sport that is offered at the Olympics currently. Of course, you know my answer. I'd be at wrestling. Hands down, I would watch Olympic wrestling. You know, I looked just for the heck of it. I looked at ticket prices to go to an Olympic wrestling event. Oh my word. I have never seen prices so obscene for wrestling. Oh, yeah. So that's why I definitely had to tell my daughter that her dreams of going to the 2028 LA Olympics to watch wrestling, that is definitely not happening. I mean, I could make the NCAA finals happen, just barely for her. Olympic wrestling is never happening. Hopefully she will just become famous in her own right and suddenly she'll get to go for those reasons. And somehow she's going to be so rich that she's going to be able to take her mother. That's my dream. So in the comments, I want you to tell me which Summer Olympic sport would you go watch if you were given, you know, free tickets for? What would you see? And be sure to include the word summer because it's the Summer Olympics. So do that, and then I will do a random selection for our winner. I need those answers by Sunday night, so hopefully this gets posted tonight again. So that's 5 days, which seemed to be plenty of time last week. So yes, answers have to be submitted by Sunday night, which is June 16th, Father's Day. And then, yeah, I already have a child lined up for who wants to select a winner next week, because this week I had daughter number 2 who selected our winner. I put up a short involving her selecting this winner that maybe you have seen, and just how well that went. You know, a few days earlier, or just even maybe it was just the day before, 2 days before, her brother selects the winner for the Great TEMU unboxing. One take, we get it done. He did great, right? No problems. I try. My daughter then says, oh, I want to select a winner. I want to select a winner. Okay, that's fine. Guys, I don't know how many times I had to try and film this. It was ridiculous. Oh my word. So anyway, you will get to see the full cut of that. I did just a little short of the beginning, but you guys will get to see the whole cut that reveals the winner at the end. And I'm going to actually move this painting aside now for a couple of minutes, and I will do a pick from my box to see what our winner from last week will be receiving. So let me just put this off to the side. You know what? I better cover him up because I know me, and catastrophes tend to follow me around. All right, I'm going to select from the box. This is, oh, you know what? This is actually a great kit. I did this one last week. If you're on the Facebook group, you will have seen this. I have done this kit myself. It is a Christmas wreath or holiday wreath. And it's one of those where looking at it, I was not like overly impressed. Like, okay, I mean, I'm sure it'll be nice. But the finished product really wowed me. I really, really liked the finished product. So, yeah, this will be a good one. And actually right here, that was my finished product. And now for this, well, last week's winner. Okay, say hi, Veda.
Hi, Veda.
Take 2. Veda. Take 3. No, don't look away, Veda. Hello, this is my middle daughter, Veda. She will be selecting our... Take 147. That is a lie. I don't know what take it is. This is my middle daughter, Veda, and she will be selecting the winner for our weekly giveaway. After seeing her brother, she asked if she could do her turn. So over here on the table, I have done similar to what I did with the Great TEMU unboxing. There were fewer entries. I don't know, 9, 11 of you. Actual people are hidden by the box. Veda has not seen them, so she's just going to select one of those slips of paper underneath there and then let us know who she selected.
All right, I just select now.
Yeah, pick any paper you want. Just pick one. Pull it out.
This one. This is Marcella Risi 8853. I love this time of year and the sun is out and the sky is so blue. It is good for your spirit. I am sorry to hear all that your daughter has gone through. I am excited for her and her new school. It sounds wonderful. Thank you very much. Congratulations. You won.
And that statement was actually about you.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to Marcella?
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really nice of her, wasn't it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, let me take it, hold it up so that we can like see here. All right, congratulations.
Bye.
Congratulations! Send me an email, give me your address, and I will get this mailed off to you. This week is really, really crazy busy, so it could be next week before I manage to pop this into the mail. I am really sorry about that. It's just so busy. But congratulations! Yeah, enjoy it. This one was a lot more fun and beautiful than what I anticipated. So you should enjoy doing this. Oh boy, I'm thinking I have just a couple more minutes. My husband's already started his next meeting, so it's starting to get even more kind of wild and crazy here. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon. But yeah, the kids are all done with school now. My now former 8th grader, one year, one child. Hopefully we will get through an 8th grade graduation with no tears. So last year, my 8th grade graduation was just a really hard, overwhelming day for her. And she just felt really, really rushed. And so there were tears that day. And this year, my second daughter, the poor girl, she was very proud of herself because she earned top honors all 6 semesters in middle school, but then she only got called up for honors. And I knew that was wrong. I knew that was inaccurate. But now, you know, then she was really sad and upset about that, and she's crying at her graduation, and holy vey. But she was able to kind of come out of it. She did cry a few times over, just thinking about it. And I totally understand that. Especially this is one time where like your whole class is there seeing this, and she was proud, and then she's called up and she's given the wrong award. You know, that is really hard. I sent an email. Actually, to be honest with you, I sent an email during the graduation ceremony already, because I saw my daughter sitting in the chair crying and I was not happy. So I sent an email then and there during the graduation ceremony. I mean, I was very, very polite. I just said, could you please explain what happened to me so that I can let Veda know? And later that day, Veda got to come home early. And then her sister still had like another hour of school to finish out. And then she rode the bus home. And she did have the correct certificate for Veda. So Veda did get her top honors certificate. So she has somewhere maybe 6 of those. I don't know that she's kept all of them, but she was top honors all 6 semesters. So congratulations to her. She worked really hard for that. She had, for her final social studies project, she had to select a famous person that she had to do a presentation on. It was a PowerPoint presentation. And this is going to shock you guys. She chose a wrestler. She selected Helen Maroulis, who, guys, Helen is hands down one of the top wrestlers in the country, period. Men, women, everybody. She really is that good. She is returning for her 3rd Olympic appearance. That has only happened 2 or 3 other times total. And I'm not talking like with women. No. I mean, 2 or 3 other times total for all of American wrestlers in the Olympics. There have only been 2 or 3 other guys who went to 3 Olympic games. And now Helen is number 3 or 4. But she was very inspirational, not just for my daughter, but for all girls in wrestling. Helen was hitting her stride and took gold in 2016, right at the time when girls wrestling was really just starting to truly take off in the country. And then to have a young woman get a gold medal was really very incredible. So she did her final project on Helen. And the reason why I'm talking about it is she did say that I could share it. So I will be putting that on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can look at her little slideshow presentation. Now, I don't have like the recording of what she said for her presentation or anything. And I did have to alter the presentation because I can't do a PowerPoint. So I had to kind of crop her images to make it Instagram friendly. But I think she wants you to look at it to hopefully raise awareness for Olympic wrestling and that everyone should want to watch Olympic wrestling. So she's standing here nodding her head with a big old smile and that big old dimple showing that's right. So you can go check out my daughter's slideshow on Helen Maroulis and get all excited for Olympic wrestling happening next month in Paris. Although, of course, we won't be in Paris. We will be watching it somehow on TV. And you, too, can watch it on television. All right, guys, I think that does cover everything that I really have to get in for today. Like I said, my husband's meeting is going. I also need to get myself ready to leave the house. So I have to get my things ready for my own in-person meeting that's taking place an hour away from my home. So I'm going to have to put this little lady or this little boy to rest for a bit and come back and finish him up later. Thank you for choosing this. I'm going to put up the next selection. Hopefully later tonight, I will quick select 4 pictures and take out 4 pictures and put those up. And you can vote on those on the Facebook page. Do remember to enter for this week's drawing for a, 30 by 30 partial special drill painting that hopefully you'll receive in time to use for the Easy Breezy summer kickoff event. And congratulations to our winner. Definitely send me an email. If I don't hear from you by next week's video, then we will redraw. Although I'm pretty sure I will be hearing from this person. So she's a regular. And yeah, that's everything. Other questions or comments, please always leave them below. I read everything. I do have a number of comments I have to get to right now. Sorry if I've not yet answered you. It's just that crazy of a week. But thank you. All right, guys, like I always say, please practice kindness. Just be kind. It costs nothing to offer a little extra kindness and patience with those around you. And I hope that you are shown the same kindness and patience in return. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you again real soon.